Okay, hello, we have here Trevor Steele. Trevor Steele is a famous Australian author, and we'd like to introduce another of his books. This one is called Soaring with Cockatoos. And we're going to ask him a few questions. So Trevor, why did you write this story? What's it all about?
Okay, I'd like to demonstrate with a map here. Toward the end of the 19th century, in the 1880s, 1890s, the white invasion of Western Australia was almost complete. But up in this area around here, now I'll show you on another map in more detail, in the area of around here, there was one tribe which successfully resisted the invasion for several years, largely inspired by a young leader, and I've called him Yungaburra. And when we learnt at school ourselves about the history of Australia, there was hardly any mention whatever of Aborigines, and never mention that the Aborigines did at times successfully resist the invasion.
Mm. So Trevor, why did you write about these events? Why did you pick that topic?
Well, I think the story in itself is very interesting, but I was also very interested in the relationship between a Yungaburra and a young Englishman whom I've called Billy Dixon. They became genuine friends. Now, Yungaburra was expelled from his own tribe for breaking sexual taboos. Billy was a sort of a loner who'd left England, gone to India, didn't do any good there, came to Western Australia, went to Halls Creek hoping to find gold, didn't do very well at all, but he was a genuine young fellow, and he and a Yungaburra met. They both worked on a station, and they became genuine friends.
Mm. So those two are the crucial characters. Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
Yes. Billy is a well-educated young Englishman who's never been able to make any money, but he reads the classics, he reads Latin, and he translates Caesar's Gallic Wars to Yungaburra, and they become quite good friends. Yungaburra is a very successful young man. He's very talented in many ways. For example, he learns to shoot a rifle better than any white man. He's an excellent runner. He wins races at picnic carnivals. And these two are quite good friends. And then at one stage, due to the actions of Billy's own Yungaburra's own tribe, the owner of the cattle station where Yungaburra and Billy are working decides to close it down. And then they have to say, well, what will you do next? And Billy is persuaded to become a policeman. And Billy says, yes, I will, but on the condition that Yungaburra is my chief tracker. And Yungaburra was, again, very, very successful tracker. And these two, Billy and Yungaburra, became the most successful pair, or police pair, in the whole of Western Australia, thanks, of course, to Yungaburra's skills.
Mm. But you say somewhere in the book that their friendship just couldn't last. Why not?
Well, the pressure of the racial war was such that despite the fact that Yungaburra had made quite a good career for himself among the white people, he wasn't a white person. He was longing to go back to his own tribe. And eventually he gets a chance to go back to his tribe and be accepted, but on a condition which will absolutely destroy the friendship with Billy. Now, I don't want to destroy the reader's anticipations here. I won't say any more. But when the two races were engaged in such a bitter struggle, there was no way their friendship could last.
So why was Yungaburra's tribe better able to resist white invasion than many others around Australia?
Because they lived in an area not very far from the coast, but where there are very steep mountains. There's an unbroken wall of mountains going for hundreds of kilometres. And in those mountains there are a whole lot of caves. And so the Banubi, as I call them, were able to hit and go into their caves and disappear. and they were able to hold out the whites for a very long time. And at one stage, it depended chiefly on the skills of Yungaburra as a war leader.
Mm.
When there had been a lot of bloodshed on both sides, Yungaburra was absolutely sickened by the bloodshed. So he adopted non-violent methods of fighting against the whites. And I won't tell you again, I won't tell you the details. I think it's quite an interesting thing to read about.
Mm. So then maybe the last question, so why do you think people should read a book like this today?
As I said, to correct our erroneous views of Australian history, where the Aborigines simply didn't appear. At least when I was young they didn't.
Mm.
And we should know that there were two sides to the story, and the Aborigines have a lot to say. And this is a case where they were even successful for quite a while in resisting the white invasion. Yungaburra himself was eventually betrayed by another black man who was befriended by him. But again, I won't tell details, but I think it's quite an interesting story.
Okay, so once again, Soaring with Cockatoos by Trevor Steele. A great read. Thank you very much, Trevor.
And thank you, Shandor.